everybody. I am on my way to work this morning. I'm just gonna throw a little video together for you guys. I built a receiver hitch for my travel trailer to mount my generator on, and I'm gonna do not really so much of a review as a demonstration of a metal cutting saw that I've been wanting for a few years. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll explain more as we go. Have a great day.
What I have here today is an Evolution RAGE3 double bevel metal cutting, wood cutting power saw. And I'm going to do an unboxing on it, but I'm not going to do a conventional unboxing. And the reason I'm not going to do a conventional unboxing is for this. Hey Siri, how far is it to the moon?
The distance from Earth to the Moon at 2:07 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, Saturday, June 22nd, 2019 is about 251,301 miles. And
coincidentally, that's the same number of people that have done an unboxing on this saw. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to build something, try to get a couple of shots while I'm building it, and just show you how the thing works. If you order one tomorrow, it might not come in the same box as this one. So I don't want to give you any bad instructions on how to open a box. So let's get started. I went to the local fabric cobbler for RV stuff, and I was going to get a receiver hitch built. And they wanted $1,200 to put a receiver hitch, plus some additional money to do some custom mounts. I want to put a generator on the back of the RV, and I didn't really see any point. I'm not saying that it's not worth the $1,200 or that the guy was trying to gouge me. He's a really good guy, but to me, it's kind of fun to do this sort of stuff. So I figured, what the heck, I'll just get a saw, and I bought some steel, and I'll fabric cobble it myself. And when I'm done, I'll have some steel left over to fabric cobble something else. And this comes with a pair of safety squints in addition to all the accessories for the saw. The box that I got from UPS looks like somebody tried to drop kick it. You can see the styrofoam's pretty beat up. See if I can get that in the frame maybe. Bottom piece is also the back of the box. Somebody, I don't know, it looks like they kicked a hole in it somewhere along the way. I don't know if UPS did it. Whoever did it knew they did it because they taped it up. So I don't know, but looking at the inside, it doesn't appear that anything is damaged on the saw. So that's the main thing. See if I can get this out of the box without looking too ridiculous on camera. That wasn't too bad, except I have it backwards. And this, I think on the shipping carton it said it weighed 70 pounds. So you need, you would need an assistant to offload it. Maybe that's how the box became damaged. Enough of me talking so I can fast forward through a bunch of this. For those of you that haven't ever seen the saw, this is adjustable. Back this off. You can go 55 degrees in either direction. It has detents on a lot of your standard cuts. When you get it on the one you want, you can lock it in for a little extra stability. Comes with a dust collector if you're going to cut some wood. And this will go, I forget how many degrees in either direction. Looks like 45 degrees in either direction. Oh, it's got a pin here for center. That's kind of handy. And then you can lock it for additional stability. Looks like most everything is already assembled on this one. I've seen others that were in varying degrees of assembly. So anyway, get all this stuff cooking here. There's a plug. If you're not going to do the dust collector, plugs in right here. And if you're not going to do dust collection, there's a cap. I don't know if I call this a plug or not. I may have. If I didn't mean to, but it's an adapter for your dust collection, and there is a dust collection bag. I can't say whether this one functions well or not. I haven't had a lot of luck with this type of setup, but if you hook a shop back up to it, I've had quite a bit of luck with that. If you're not going to use the suction for wood, you're going to cut metal, you put this little plug in there. I don't know if the autofocus is going to catch that or not. Don't need autofocus on this camera, so I'll throw it over there in case that one worked. And I've had some people ask me about the tripod I use on my second camera. It's a TP3000, I think they call it. It's actually a trash container with a suction cup on it, and my little camera is mounted on there. And that camera is a Get Up F1 is the name of that camera. So let's see if I can get this set back where it was, or at least close. Anyway, you've got a holdy downy thingy. Put that in here, lock it into place, and then you can raise this piece up and down to match your stock. Lock that in. Once this makes contact, snug it down with this. It'll go on either side. One of the things that you need to be aware of, these fences do slide. If you're going to do a severe angle bevel cut, the saw blade will get into this. This is aluminum. This saw blade will cut this. So you always need to ensure that you have clearance. Get everything set up where you think it should be, and without turning on the blade, run the saw through its range of motion to see if you can complete your cut, for one thing, and to see that you're not going to make contact with any of your backers or tool rest or tie downs. So enough about all this. That's pretty much the saw setup. I hadn't tightened everything up yet, but that's most of the stuff that you need to know about the saw. And there are many people, I forget what series said, 256,251 or something like that, reviews on this saw. So, and I've seen several of them, and many of those guys did an excellent job. So I will leave it to you to Google this or do a YouTube search. You know, you almost use those terms interchangeably since YouTube is the second largest search engine. I'm going to start finish setting the saw up, which I don't think anybody needs to see. And if you need more details, find a full review video, and I'm going to start fabric cobbling. I will hit a couple of more high points real quick. This adjustment is to control the depth of the cut so that it doesn't cut all the way through, makes it repeatable. The only thing is there's not a flip up right here. Some saws will have something where you just flip it up out of place, and then you can go on about a full depth cut and then repeat this cut later. This one does not have that feature. So, and the other thing I'll hit real quick, this little piece here, that is for, you put it on here as a stop. So if you need some piece that you need a repeatable length on, you can put this on there, set this to give you a very accurate repeat cut. Before I pull this sticker off, I'll throw a few seconds of it up here and let everybody take a look. If I don't leave enough seconds up here, you can hit pause. Just in case I didn't show this a minute ago, that actually has a laser on it that you can turn on and off with this little switch right here. I'm cutting almost to the maximum depth of this thing, so I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to find out. That's a 3-inch piece of angle. Looks like 1/4 inch. Anyway, let me set the camera up, and this is my other tripod, so in case anybody's wondering about that. These are neat. I just have a piece of steel on here, magnets on the back of my phone. It's actually a rifle rest called a trigger stick. Pick this up, it gets taller, pull this, gets shorter, kick the legs out, gets really short. So it gets shorter than that, but I'm doing this with one hand, so here we go. See if I can find a decent angle for you. And I am wearing hearing protection, and I'm using a noise reduction Bluetooth headset to help you guys out. If this is too loud, I'll reduce the volume a little more in post when I put the video together. Put my safety squints on. My glasses are safety glasses, but stuff can get around them, so I still like to use these. That should work. Close enough. So you've got 2 triggers on here. One releases the blade guard, and the other one starts the motor. So it won't come down as is. Pull this bottom trigger, and you can bring the blade down. You can barely see the laser. It's kind of bright out here today, so the back piece is blocking the laser off, so there's just a little bitty tiny strip. Contact. I can tell you, probably a good idea to wear a long sleeve shirt. And I'm glad I put the safety strength on, because those little pieces are flying in. But it looks like it indeed cut all the way through that. So let's see. Wow. Oh, I got one little bitty piece. Let's see if I can get that. Put my glove back on. One little teensy, weensy little piece. I believe that got it. That is just flipping amazing to me. I mean, it's not even warm. There's one little burr because I had such a shallow cut on that last piece. That I can't. I mean, I've seen the guys do this, and I'm thinking, it's probably warm, but it's cool enough they can pick it up. No, it's cool. It is absolutely cool to the touch. That's just amazing. Anyway, that is astonishing. Those chips were hot when they hit me. They're not hot anymore, but they were hot when they hit me. I just have a hard time getting over that. But let's see if you can see that. That's a decent cut, in my opinion. And I'll do a couple of more cuts on camera. Hey, I need to be fair to the saw. I want to just show you the blade actually will go all the way through that. That was operator error. I was playing with that thing earlier, the depth control, and I didn't have it backed all the way off. So as you can see, the blade will, where's the blade? There it is. It would have easily cut this had I not had operator error. So not the Evolution's fault, it's my fault. Through evolution? I don't think so. I had good parents. I guess one of the ways you can tell I had good parents is I didn't try to edit out my mistakes. Anyway, I'm going to do a non-through cut on this, and actually the laser is going to do fine. I've got a mark there, got the laser lined up on the back side of it. I'll adjust the depth control properly this time and just do a cut. And I could do a whole series of cuts, but I see no point in wasting the blade for that. So I'm going to make that initial cut, and then I'll cut the corner out with an actual angle grinder. And I'm going to put this down here, see if we can get a little bit closer view of the blade in operation. And I do have a one of my GoPros set up over at the bird feeder, so maybe I'll get a couple of shots of a goldfinch for you. Contact. So I'll get the angle grinder and cut this little chunk off. And I'll have to do the same thing to the other end, but I've got to invert the piece. Let's get to that, and we'll cut all of this stuff, flipping and flopping the steel and setting it up. As you can see, it's not raining terribly hard, and my iPhone is waterproof, but my saws aren't. And really and truly, I'm not either. So, lunchtime. I think I'll take this opportunity to grab the GoPro, and I'll show you what I do for a mount on the GoPro. I've got an auxiliary battery, the GoPro Session, and that is a really awesome little clamp. Maybe I should do a full review on just the clamp. But anyway, we'll see if I got any footage. As you can tell, the GoPro is not that far from the feeder, so I should have some decent footage of the goldfinches, probably some common house finches. We are now currently experiencing Colorado rain. I am not going to put on my headset for this shot because I'm wearing earmuffs and my safety squints. So I'm just going to show you what this does. I'll cut a 45. I'm going to flip this. I'm making some trusses. I'll cut the volume back on this when I convert it to video, or as the officials say, in post. And I want to actually take the bottom out of this because the piece I'm going to reinforce is rounded, has a rounded interior curve, and that's just less to grind off. I think that's going to do it. Contact. let the blade stop so I don't fling it across the yard. And that just absolutely amazes me. So, did exactly what I wanted. Left that, I can grind those two little points off, and that's going to go into a piece of 3x3 angle that has a radius on the inside. I mean, this piece is already warm because it's in the sun, and so it didn't appear, at least, to heat this up anymore. Maybe after the sun goes down, I'll try making another cut and see what it does. But anyway, absolutely fantastic Evolution RAGE3 double bevel sliding miter saw. They don't sponsor me. I bought this on my own. They don't even know who I am. I finished with all the trusses and got the corners radiused, so they are ready to weld on. Finished up the receiver hitch to mount my generator on the back of the RV with. Got the receiver hitch mounted underneath there, and I put a couple of risers on there to bring the level up a little bit. So happy with the way this turned out.